I know the older people are supposed to be teaching the younger people about cleanliness, and Houston is nasty. A lot of the places in Houston are filthy. I, I've gone into restrooms this week that I felt dirty as soon as I walked in the restroom, and I just had to walk straight out. And the problem is, there's disease and sickness is spread through unsanitary conditions, and there's too much success, money, work for people not to pay to clean the restrooms, or for people to just allow certain places a pass that just aren't sanitary. You know, it's like, how do you eat at a restaurant and their restroom is filthy? It's disgusting. How do you go to grocery stores and their restroom is disgusting? Coffee shops, the list goes on. It's like, we gotta do better in this country. But I mean, we gotta do better in Texas, especially, I mean, in Houston. Dallas is very clean, you know. I mean, every time I go to Dallas, it's very clean. But my main focus here is that we all have to work together to try to make this city clean. The city's falling apart. The upkeep is not. I've called and reported potholes, certain things this last week that were just they were. There's no excuse. It's just filthy. It's a filthy city, and Houstonians could do a lot better. And people's sanity has a lot to do with cleanliness. I know a lot of people live in denial. They feel that, well, this place is clean, they're clean, even though you know they're not clean, or it's not going to hurt me. It can hurt you. Disease is spread. You know, another trend that I see is that men like to sit on the toilet for 25 minutes in a public restroom, and that is absolutely disgusting. And then flop all their clothes to the ground. Like 100 people didn't pee on the floor before you got there. Or have their clothes, I mean, your clothes are not supposed to touch the toilet. Your clothes are not supposed to touch the floor, because when you put your clothes on, now you have piss all over your pants. And when you go sit on a table or a chair or a public place, you're tracking that dirty piss off the floor onto the chair and eventually to the condiments and the table. And because a lot of places cleanup game and sanitization is not on par, now we're just tracking germs. When you use the restroom, you use it and you leave. You don't pull out your PlayStation and start playing video games while you're on the toilet. You just don't do that. You know, a public restroom was not intended for a grown man to sit there and camp out and just pay his taxes while he's on the toilet on a public restroom. It's not sanitary, man, and I don't understand what is in people's brain to sit there and say, I want to just be nasty. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's just, I don't understand how people can just be so nasty and just be okay with it. I'm trying to understand. But it comes a point where you got to say, there just has to come a point where somebody has to say something. Godliness is next to cleanliness. If you're sitting there, if you're okay with a nasty place, then that's not normal. Hygienically, that's not normal. And while I'm at it, that means you wash your clothes on a regular basis, and you take a shower if you have the ability to take a shower every day. But get into practice. If you haven't been taught, get into practice of being cleaner. You know, you don't go to a public place and then come home and jump on your bed. Because chances are there was a guy sitting at a table before you who loved to just plop his pants on the dirty, pissy floor, and he sat at your table before you, not caring about the fact that he has piss all over himself while he's eating at the table. And now you sat there, and now you're going home and you're transferring it right to your bed. That's not sanitary. And that's how come the city is full of sickness and disease. That's part of it. Just nastiness. Now, if you're disabled or you're sick and you can't do these things, that's different. But I mean, if you're an able-bodied person and you find pride in filthiness, working in filthy kitchens, working in filthy places, establishments, letting the bathroom go 2-3 days without cleaning it. Some places, I went into a Randall's today. The bathroom hadn't been cleaned in at least 3 weeks. There was no way to marinate that kind of. There was no way to create that type of pungency aroma without there being at least a 3 to 4 week incubation time period of pee and whatever else was in that bathroom. You cannot create that if you've been cleaning a bathroom on a regular basis. There's just no way.